Hey, welcome back to the Crowdfunding Demystified podcast. My name is Salvador Briggman, and on this show, we don't just dream about success, but you actually learn how to make it happen. I know that sounds kind of like cliche, right? But really, I bring on real-world entrepreneurs every single week. I've been doing this since 2015 when I launched this podcast. Back in 2012, I got into the industry with my website, crowdcrux.com, really the crux of your crowdfunding success. And when I started this show, it was to prove that not only is this something that other people are doing, but it's also possible for you, for someone who has nothing. And I think that today's podcast episode is a great testament to that fact, because we brought on an individual who literally didn't have enough cash to cover the basics in his life. He launched a new brand, a new product that he believed in. And after a couple of different iterations and learning, gosh darn it, with today's episode, he actually shared how he raised over $767,000 from the crowd, from over 5,700 backers. So you're going to hear more about that in just a second, but some of the takeaways from this episode, number one is, how do you build brand trust? If you don't have a following at all, it is your first time doing a product, and you're like, how do I get people to trust me to actually back it when they've never seen it before in their lives? How do you do that? He answered that question in today's episode. In addition, if you're trying to go from prototype to idea to a fully fledged project, what are some of the practical strategies that you can use to validate your concept, build a loyal tribe, and launch your campaign with instant success? How do you also translate that into strong momentum as you're going out there and you're live on Kickstarter or Indiegogo? Some of the valuable takeaways from this show. I think if you actually employ these, not only are you going to be successful, but even if you get half of the success of today's guest, I think that many people in the audience would be very happy with that. So this is a great inspirational show, I think, today, but also there's a lot of practical tidbits, nuggets of wisdom, and I can't thank the guest enough for just being super transparent, no holds barred, pulls back the entire curtain on his operation, and just shares with you what works. If you want more information just like that, obviously on this show, I love to interview guests just like that. But if you really want to have this more step-by-step, broken down, delivered straight to your inbox in terms of digestible lessons as to how to get out there to launch your campaign, from the videos, the perks, the rewards, the campaign page, the marketing, the traffic, the backers, how do you do it? And how do you do it efficiently so you don't pull out your hair, right? Whether you have a day job or this is your full-time pursuit, I'm telling you, first time you do it, you're going to want to pull out your hair. So how do you do it easily, smoothly, and more importantly, powerfully, so that when you go live, you can crush your goal with crowdfunding? If you want to learn more about that, go to the link down below at crowdcrux.com/Kickstarter. That link is crowdcrux.com/Kickstarter. Again, that link, crowdcrux.com/Kickstarter. And dare I say, I think this will be the best decision that you make today if you end up enrolling in that free course, because it speeds up time, it compresses this whole cycle, and it makes sure that you're learning about those pitfalls so you don't fall into them while you're going out there on this journey of crowdfunding. So without any more going into this, without further ado, let's get into today's podcast and discover how this guest was able to raise over $767,000 from the crowd. And it's coming up right after this. Hey guys, welcome back to the Crowdfunding Demystified podcast. Today we are speaking with a campaign creator who's been able to attract over $767,000 on Kickstarter for Hanboost, the true wireless ultrasonic cutter for DIY maker, more than 5,700 backers. And we are lucky enough to be speaking with a founder on today's podcast. Bill, welcome to the show.
Okay, good morning.
How you doing, man? Congratulations on all your success. Maybe you can tell the listeners just a tiny bit about you and also a bit about Hanboost.
Okay, thanks. So let me just introduce myself first. So my name is Bill. So I founded Hanboost 2 years ago. I think 2023. And when I found, the reason why the brand name is called Hanboost is because it collects with two English words, is hand and boost. So the word behind this is boost your hand performance, something like that. And the reason, I think the story behind for this product is because before I found Hanboost, I was working in a 3D printing company. And indeed, for 3D printer users, most of them, they love DIY. And indeed, I love 3D printing as well. So when I start my own business, so I thought, okay, let's just try some start product and to figure out, maybe to figure out some product that is targeted on DIY enthusiastic. And after so if you check the Hanboost, our previous Hanboost story or Hanboost profile, and or even Kickstarter profile, so I have launched 4 projects in total. So Hanboost also solely.
Congratulations.
Yes, thank you very much. And on the previous 3 products, since I don't have enough budget, I don't have enough money because I'm just I start my own company at a very low money because I don't have any saving at that time. So on the previous 3 projects, I only invest small money. So the story behind the ultrasonic cutter is I find because as I said, I'm 3D printer lovers. So sometimes when I print out 3D print models, and I always find difficulty to remove the support of the 3D printing model, and sometimes I want to redefine or I want to refine the details of the models or something like that. So I find it's quite hard. And after I researched the market, most ultrasonic cutter is super expensive. And I can say 99% of them is low wait list. So based on my market research, they are low. So firstly, they are low wait list. And secondly, the price is quite expensive. So yeah.
Right. And you kind of found a gap in the market there. And looking at this, I mean, your first campaign raised 27,000. Your second one did 46.
Yeah.
You went to 33, and then all of a sudden you like had a massive win, right? With this most recent campaign, 767,000. Did you ever imagine when you were working in the 3D printing industry that you would have this kind of a success?
No, I never imagined yet that because indeed, because I can say even before I launched the Hanboost C1 ultrasonic cutter, I don't have a strong confidence in that. I don't have that strong confidence. So I thought my expectation for this project, it was like 200,000 or something like that, and then I would be happy. But after we launched the project, and it reached the goal. It reached the 200,000 US dollar. I think maybe 10 days, something like that. It's totally out of our expectation. The reason behind that is 1, we are just small company. 2, we don't have much budget because I know a lot of like company owner or founder, maybe they have some investment when they start a business. But for me, I don't have that relationship. So my testing or for me, I don't have much chance to make a mistake.
Right. Understood. Have you always wanted to be an entrepreneur or a business owner, or is this something that you kind of fell into?
Yes. When I was working, yes. I was aiming to become a businessman. But as I said, but I never thought I could reach this. This goal for this project.
Right. And you were at your day job, I guess, right? And you were thinking about this project. How long from the time which you had the idea until you launched your first campaign? Was that a year? Was that a couple of months? Like, how long was that?
For the first project, it's quite quick because it's very simple product. I think indeed on the previous 3 products, so I was collaboration with the factory, and I have a good relationship in the factory, so they really support me, and I don't need to spend any money for R&D for the first 3 projects. But for Hanboost ultrasonic cutter, as there isn't any factory or isn't any manufacturer, there isn't any factory to produce this kind of product.
Right.
So I have to do R&D by myself. and I have to invest. Yes.
Yeah. And thinking about that, I mean, first of all, that takes a lot of guts, right? To be willing to do that and to follow through.
Yeah.
And you don't know if it's going to work, which is incredible that you have that level of confidence. In thinking about the launch here, was crowdfunding something that's popular in your home country, or how did you find out about Kickstarter? Why Kickstarter?
Okay. When I was working in 3D printing company, I was a marketing manager on that company, and I launched a Kickstarter at that time already. So the Kickstarter is not that popular in my country because I'm living in China currently, and in China, maybe in some city like in Shenzhen, okay, lots of technology company they know that, but in general, not that much company know that. So the reason why I find this platform is because I read an article. I read the article. Yeah, so I know this platform at that time. So I launched the campaign when I was working. And after I quit job, I found the Hanboost, and I think the Kickstarter is super user friendly for startup company.
Right. In thinking about the most recent campaign here with your mega $676,000 launch for Hanboost C1, what was going through your head the night before you went live with that campaign?
Okay. As I said, this product is R&D by myself. So it took half a years from idea to the prototype come out. So before that, I need to do because I need to do something to test the idea, to validate my idea if this product is in the demand for the market or not. Because I'm worried about. I think for most company, when they develop a new product, so they are always worried about, okay, I spend a lot of money, I invest money and effort into the product, but at the end, if the product doesn't meet the demand of the market, then it means you will lose everything. You lose all the investment.
Oof.
Yeah. So
horrible.
yeah. So at that time, and when the product come out, so I designed a pre-launch page and launched a Facebook ad to test the feedback and just send a survey form.
Smart man.
Yes.
And were you feeling excited? Were you feeling nervous? Like, how were you feeling the night before you went live?
I think both. The excited part is during the pre-launch campaign, and we find the feedback is quite positive, and the cost per lead is under two. Yeah, I think the average under $2. And for the Europe, countries, it's even like $0.8 for per lead. Yes.
And was this you and teammates, and you guys were kind of talking about this and getting excited?
Yeah, that's the excited part, and also, I shared the idea with my friend, couple friend. They are doing 3D printing business as well, and they said, "Oh, this is a pretty good, fantastic product." And also from my market research, I didn't find much competitors. I only find one competitor which has wellness design ultrasonic cutter, but however, they didn't fulfill their product success, so their brand is collapsed. So that means I have big chance. And the nervous part is, even I've received both positive feedback, but as you know, sometimes before you launch, you don't know the final result. Sometimes, the feedback on the pre-launch campaign is good, but after you launch, maybe the outcome doesn't that good. So that's why I worry. So if I sell, maybe let's just say, if I just sell 500 pieces of the cutters, that So it won't cover the cost of my development fees.
Right.
Yeah, and
So you have a lot on the line. It has to go right.
yes,
right?
yes, it has a fixed cost.
If you're worried about the fulfillment and shipping part of your Kickstarter campaign when it comes to getting out all those perks and rewards to your backers, rest assured I've put together a complete Kickstarter fulfillment and shipping checklist for you, and it's free. This is sponsored by the folks at Fulfillrite, and they thought that you should have this checklist as part of your arsenal going into a crowdfunding campaign. If you want to get instant access to this checklist and it's free, you can go to fulfillrite.com/checklist. Again, that is fulfillrite.com/checklist, fulfillrite.com/checklist. Just go to that link and you can download it immediately.
In looking at the campaign, well, first of all, it's beautiful. It's obviously beautifully designed. But one of the things that I really noticed is you have really strong branding, right? Talk to me a little bit about brand trust and what that means to you when it comes to your company here.
Oh, yes. I think for especially for Kickstarter project, I think most of the time it's all more about the community trust, because as you can see, this is our fourth time to launch the project at Kickstarter. So that really gives some trust already. And also on the previous three projects, we fulfilled all the reward, everything, and we did customer support. So that means, so for example, some user have some problem with the product, or sometimes it has some defective product, we just send a replacement for free. Based on that, and we also doing some social media and to host some giveaway campaign, some online contest,
Right.
something like that, to build some trust. And plus, we did customer support for every single person, for every single customer. So sometimes
Insane.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Hustling there. Yeah.
So if you check on our community on cutters, on the ultrasonic cutter, there are some backers. They are worried about, okay, we will launch the project and we will just take money and run away. But there are some backers who back our project or who purchase our product from our website, and they just write a positive comment for us. So that's the time build. So time can tell everything.
Right. It sounds like the community is really important,
Very
and they
important.
kind of stick up for you almost.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
In looking at this, I mean, you have so many great videos and customer reviews on your website. What does it feel like to have this kind of an impact on other people? Like, what does it feel like when you know that people are using your product throughout their everyday life here?
Yeah, I think review is very important, because nowadays customer, they don't really, indeed they watch too much promotion videos. Yeah, too much so they prefer to watch the review from the real customers or real influencer to share the feedback. And so just for example, our project, there's a big pity things for our project is we don't have review unboxing review video from influencer. The reason behind that is we send out our product to influencer, and that influencer just disappear without. So if you check a comment, at that time there are some backers just say, okay, where's your review? We need to see review video. We need to see. Yeah, but we send out the prototype. We don't have much prototype sample yet. But we send out that, and that influencer just take away. So the big impact, I mean, not just for Kickstarter project, even for the website, for review, for the testimonial, it's very important for the brand trust.
Right.
Yes.
In thinking about this, for someone who's listening to this podcast, they probably see that, number one, you're crushing it, and you also have some great brand values. Do you have any advice for any first-time Kickstarter creators who are just trying to get started, trying to get their project out there, maybe trying to invent something new? Do you have any thoughts or tips for them?
Okay, sure. Yeah, a few tips. Okay, I can share about because as I said, I start from very small money. I think at the beginning of my business, I only have $2,000 on my pocket. Yeah. So for creator or for businessman, before you launch the product, so make sure you always validate your idea by using the minimum cost. I saw a lot of company, they spend a lot of money for the product developing, and then but at the end, that product doesn't meet the market demand. So,
Right.
but for the
So get it out there and test as soon as possible.
yeah, so you can for example, you can just design a pre-launch. So firstly, you must design a website, and then you design pre-launch page. Then spend some small money firstly, and drive some traffic into your pre-launch page or pre-launch campaign, and to check the feedback. And if the feedback it doesn't, so if feedback is good, then you can just higher your cost.
Yeah.
If feedback is negative, then you can start to optimize. But so for the most first time creators, maybe they don't have that much money to try.
Right.
So my suggestion is just control your fixed cost. So if you check my my first project or second project, my video is quite like I just spent 500 to produce a video because
Right.
so because I have to control my fixed cost. So I think it's the same as for first creator. Then
I love that. Yeah.
yes, not everyone has a rich family. I mean, not everyone has enough chance to try different method. Then the second tip is you spend some time, or you really need to spend some effort on your landing page, and to show your user, to show your audience why does this product exist. So you can start with a strong hook to tell user, okay, how does my idea come out? And you can also share your background and the inspiration behind the product and your mission, something like that. And also invest in the image and the video. But if you are just in the beginning of if you are just startup company, so you just control your cost. Sometimes the video, the expensive video doesn't mean good. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't mean it's better necessarily. What if someone is listening to this and they're like, Bill, I hear what you're saying, but what if my product is going to change over time, right? Won't backers get angry if I start by testing it out like that? Or they might worry about people stealing their idea. What do you think about those kinds of thoughts?
Yeah, I know. I understand. Yeah, I understand. But for this kind of thing, so this kind of for stealing design or stealing idea from Kickstarter, yeah, it happens sometimes. But it's really, I mean, compared to the it doesn't. From my experience, I don't. Oh, my friend, I didn't meet this kind of situation. So compared to your so let's just say, okay, you launch your ideas, you launch your product on Kickstarters, and you worry about someone steal your idea. But initially, your product will launch on the market in some days. And at least Kickstarter, it gives you a chance to fund the money first. Then you start manufacture. If you launch on if you launch on the website or on the Amazon, you have to produce the product firstly, and also you also have risk of someone stealing your idea as well. And secondly, if your idea, if you come out with your idea and you validate your ideas, is correct, then you must make sure register patent or something like that, or trademark something like that.
Understood. I think that's a lot of great advice, and I appreciate you so much for being transparent and sharing a lot of that good information. In thinking about this, you've been on quite a journey, my friend.
Yes.
What has been the most rewarding part of this whole experience?
I can share some high moment. Okay. When I launched my project for the first half hours, so if you check my my reward, we set up 100 unit for super early bird reward, and my expectation is like, okay, for 100 unit at least 2 hours to finish up. Yeah, but indeed it finished under 30 minutes.
Whoa.
Yeah, 30 minutes. Now all super early bird is gone. Yeah. So
wow,
that was really out of my expectation. Because we are not big company. I mean, we are not big company. If I saw some project on Kickstarter, but they have a strong background on, or maybe they spend a lot of money on pre-launch campaign. But for my campaign, for my project, I only spent a couple thousand on pre-launch campaign. So in total, I only have like 2,000 emails in totals.
That's incredible. Yeah, I mean that's insane, and I'm sure must feel so rewarding for that experience to happen.
Yeah, exactly. And also there are some backers, or there are some friends. They share my project to their social media platform, through their social media profile, and even on the mid of the campaign, there is a big influencer in 3D printing industry. Is big YouTuber, so he support our project. He back our project.
Wow.
And he leave a comment. Okay, I saw that. Okay, oh wow, my God, he's supporting my project. Yeah, that was really out of my expectation. And I even write an email to this big influencer. I say, okay, you don't have to purchase. I can send you the sample. But he still keep his bag. He still keep his bag. And he said, okay, I just love your ideas. And you can send me another sample when you finish your production. Yeah.
That's so cool, man. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure. I mean, that's so cool, and I think that's huge validation as well. What was the reaction like, out of curiosity, like your friends and your family? Like, how are they reacting to the campaign?
They are quite surprised as well, because as I said, at night time, most of the time before this campaign, I'm numerous. I mean, I'm laughing. Yeah. They know I'm running a business, but they all know I'm just a small business. Like maybe you just spend. So my profit is similar with the working labor, something like that. Okay, but after this project, they have quite, or even my manufacturer, or even my some part of supplier, they have strong confidence after they saw my campaign boost. So before this campaign, when I negotiate with some part supplier or some factories, they just said, okay, you're just a small company. They think, oh, you cannot, I'm just like a small customer for them. But after that, after this campaign, they just give me a lot of benefit for that. For that.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very nice.
And a lot of support as well, and even some investment and venture capital. They just write an email to us and say, okay, do you need some investments, like 1 million, something like that.
Super exciting. Wow, super exciting. Well, congratulations on all your success. I do have like 1 or 2 more questions here, but before we do, where can people go to learn more about your company? Should they go to your website, or where should they go to find out more about you?
They just check my website, or they can join our Facebook user group.
Okay, and that website is hanboost.com. Is that right?
.com. Yeah. So Overall, I think from my experience of my my project or my business journey is I would suggest all startup company just firstly try to validate your idea by using the minimum cost. Yeah. Then
Yeah.
Then secondly, write a compelling story on your product. And
Well said.
and the third is marketing. Marketing is super important because nowadays even on Kickstarters, the organic traffic is getting lower and lower. So you have to it's not like 10 years ago. And you just launch the project, and you will have organic traffic. You have to show some performance to boost the algorithm, to boost the to let the platform know, okay, your project or your product is good. Then the platform will give you the traffic.
Right.
But before that, you must drive enough traffic to boost that.
Well said. I'll make sure to link up your company in the show notes. And my final question for you, my friend, is, and we can end on this note, either a quote that you like, a book recommendation, or a word of encouragement for other creators that are out there. Any of those three, and we can end on that note.
Well, a book. To be honest, I don't really read a book usually. But if a creator really want to learn something, learn about more tips, I would suggest just watching the YouTube video, a lot of video, because when I was a beginner, I just search on Google. A lot of bloggers, they write tips on that. So they share their experience. Also, there are some communities like Kickstarter communities on Facebook group.
Right.
They share their tips, and on the Reddit, lots of users, they just they are willing to share their tips and their story, something like that. So I learn from theirs.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing your tips and advice, and good luck with your next launch. We'll be sure to link you up in the show notes, but thank you so much for coming on the podcast. I really appreciate it.
Okay, thank you very much, and I hope my English is not won't confuse your everyone. So sorry for my poor English.
No worries. Thank you so much for coming on. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Crowdfunding Demystified Podcast. My name is Salvador Briggman, and oh man, was this episode not killer? Oh, geez. I think this goes down in the annals of crowdfunding history. This is one of those ones that we're going to be talking about. It's on the record books and referenced time and time again because so much gosh darn great information was shared. Nuggets of crowdfunding gold are at your fingertips, but knowledge is not enough. Knowledge, as they say, is power. I disagree, my friends. I think that knowledge is potential power. You got to step up. You got to think bigger. You got to create that future that you've been dreaming of. And just consuming this knowledge and just listen to this podcast is not enough. You got to take some action. So number one, if you do nothing else this week, take just a little bit of action towards your goals. Get a little bit more structured, a little bit more disciplined. Be willing to go out there and actually sink your teeth into more education, information, whether that's my YouTube video. I got a great book out there, the Kickstarter Launch Formula. I shared a free course. In a second, I'm going to talk more about my one-on-one coaching. But if you're struggling to get started, if you feel like procrastination has its hold on you, like it's a boa constrictor just squeezing you, holding you back in your life, go down below to my new book, The 67-Day Rule, because this book, my friends, is going to light a fire underneath your bum. It's going to get you hustling and moving and motivated like you've never imagined possible. That link, if you want to learn more about that, is crowdcrux.com/67. I actually haven't really officially announced that book yet, but I think you're going to like it because I just came out with it, and I'm going to start to do more marketing on that. But that being said, if you're more interested in like hand-holding, stop talking about all this motivation, stop just talking about the strategy strategy. I really want to know tactically, what do I got to do? I want you to show me step by step, like, how do I get this launched? What should I be aware of? Which tools should I use? What does my tech stack look like going into this? Who should I be talking to? Are there people who help out with this? If you have questions like that and more, and you're ready to get serious, go down below and book an individual one-on-one coaching call with me. That's really when we cut through the fluff. We get down to the brass tacks. We get really nerdy about, and scientific about this launch process. If you want all of that and to remove the mystery, go down below at crowdcrux.com/coaching and book your individual one-on-one coaching call with me today. You can use that link to not only book it, but also schedule your time once you submit and process your initial investment there to jumpstart this area of your life and build a strong foundation going into your campaign, making sure you're dotting your I's, you're crossing your T's, and you're not cutting corners on this launch. That link again is crowdcrux.com/coaching, and you can book your individual one-on-one coaching call with me there. We can also talk about more long-term options if you need more guidance in the future, and also help occasionally one-on-one with execution for select campaigns. If it's something we think we can be successful with and something we believe in, we can also talk about that towards the end of the show, or the end of the call. But honestly, dude, I think that wherever you are in the world, whatever led you to this point in time, you're here for a reason. So whether that reason is to move forward, whether that reason is to discover that maybe this isn't the right path and you should launch something else maybe, or another idea you have, figure it out as quickly as you can, because we only have so much time on this planet and we got to make good use of it. And that's why I offer these individual one-on-one coaching calls, is to speed up that process. Thank you so much. My name is Salvador Briggman. Leave a positive rating and review on iTunes if you enjoyed this show, and I'll see you next time.